Hello, my name is Betsy Cooper, Director of the University of Washington Dance Program. Welcome to UW Dance Presents Chamber Dance Company. In this episode, we'll look at dances by choreographers Gentry and Joseph Gifford that reveal the potency of dance to speak to important and enduring social issues. The Depression years gave rise to a political radicalization of dance. In 1932, the new dance group was founded in New York City as a choreographic collective and school. It was one of several revolutionary dance groups from the period. Its founders felt a great need for a new orientation toward the masses of workers who had never had an opportunity either to dance themselves or to attend dance concerts. Above all, they felt the impulse toward the creation of dance that would address the problems of the masses in an industrialized, mechanized society. They wanted to change the world using dance as their medium. Gentry was a teacher, choreographer, and board member of the new dance group, as well as a principal dancer with the Hanya Holm Dance Company. In 1938, she choreographed Tenant of the Street, a haunting and enduring solo in which the audience is confronted with the plight of the homeless.
So Michelle had sketched out the work with Eve, and then it had been set aside for a while. In 1993, the new dance group was gathering forces to have a retrospective gala of all of those great works that had not been seen for many, many years. And they asked Eve if she could send Tenant of the Street to that concert. And that's when I had the great pleasure, some pain, but the great pleasure of helping to reconstruct this work. And Michelle Larson had showed me what she had sketched out. And the first rehearsal that I had with Eve, I remember very clearly. We're walking into the studio and saying, well, we'll see how it looks. If I don't like what you've got, we won't send it. That was almost the death of a dance at that moment. But fortunately, she said, we will try. And we began the process of remaking the work. Eve was a stickler. Every little finger, every line, the impulse for movement was so clear, and she demanded it be that clear. And by the time I was able to work with Eve, she was in her 80s. She did lie a little about her age, but and so we spent time in the studio, and then a lot of our work together was at her home. And she showed me drawings by Ketta Kollwitz that she said she always looked at Kollwitz's work when she began to choreograph. And in those expressive woodcuts, I saw such inspiration that Eve drew on in the images that she had. I remember sitting across the table from Eve, and she reached her hand out to me and she said, you must feel the space around you, and you must be affected by that space. This was a whole new way of approaching that very tactile and larger, cosmic in the sense of the effect of the world around the individual.
Joseph Gifford was also a teacher, choreographer, and board member of the new dance group, and a member of the Humphrey Weidman Dance Company from 1942 to 1945. Gifford was not part of the generation of revolutionary dancers. He was influenced more by Humphrey's abstract and humanistic approach to dance making. Humphrey was a great mentor to Gifford as he choreographed The Pursuit in 1947, which he began after seeing Picasso's Guernica. The Pursuit speaks to the horrors of war, the unbridled use of force against the innocent, and the strength of the human spirit to survive against untold adversity.
In 1947, when I was assisting Doris in her composition class at the 92nd TY in New York, I went to the Museum of Modern Art and got shocked, got blissed out, became in awe of this painting I saw called Guernica. It was in a room by itself. Guernica was a town in Spain bombed by the Spanish fascists. And Picasso had painted this angry work of art based on what had happened to this little town of Guernica. I sat there for a long time and I took it in. I saw the upraised heads and this sense of shrieks and cries and pain. A mother with her little child and the head hanging over her arm. The big bull there on the side, probably the fascists. And the next week I heard this wonderful flamenco music. And I don't quite remember too much of how it happened, but I put the two together. I showed it to Doris, who was very parsimonious in her praise of dances. It was only a 3-minute piece. And she says, it's beautiful. It's too short, do more stuff. So I went back to the studio with Mary, and I created a solo for Mary and a solo for myself, based on themes, which is a backwards process. Usually you do the solos and then the duet, based on the themes that had come into this duet. The duet just poured out of me. It just came out like that, and Mary was there, lovely Mary, and just we were like that as the work came out. And then I showed the work to Doris, and she says, "Yeah, that's beautiful." So the bassoon came out at that time, and I remember Doris put it on the end of the year program. And I don't think I'm misremembering. I think we got 14 curtain calls. Is that possible? The curtain went up and down, up and down. It's got a boffo ending, of course. It has a terrific ending. And although the ending came from what was going on before, it wasn't a superficial ending. And that inspired Mary and me to go on to do other performances. We did a few performances out of town, but not too much. And we were together for 2 years, Mary and I.
The award-winning UW Dance program is home to Chamber Dance Company, whose mission is to present and archive modern dance works of historic and artistic significance for future generations. Tune in next time for more Chamber Dance Company performances here on UW TV.